Welcome to Spiritual Foundations for Life. This is day number 164. After Paul encountered Jesus, he went away for 3 years. It may have been a time of working through deep remorse because he realized he'd been persecuting God's church, but it was also a time to grieve. He had lost everything that he had worked for. His reputation in the Jewish community was gone, and so were his friends and all of his associates. Eventually, though, he would consider those losses to be nothing in comparison to what he had gained in Christ Jesus. See, most losses are easy to recognize, but some aren't. Changing jobs or moving to a new location can cause depression. Even though both changes could improve our social standing and our financial income, there are losses in the transition. We probably had meaningful attachments to family, church, friends, and familiar places, which we no longer have. Many losses in fact, are multifaceted. For example, the loss of a job could also affect the loss of wages, the loss of social status, a loss of respect, loss of certain friendships, the loss of colleagues. In order to move beyond denial and continue the grieving process, we have to identify our losses. We start by separating real losses from those that are threatened or just imagined. In a real loss, we face the truth, we grieve the loss, and we make necessary changes that make it possible to go on living in a meaningful way. We cannot process an imagined loss in the same way because there's no basis in reality. Imagined losses are based on suspicions or lies that we believe or presumptions that we make up. If we imagine that something negative will happen and we live accordingly, it will have the same effect on us emotionally as though it actually happened. False presumptions and lies are the basis for many depressed people. Threatened losses have the potential of becoming real losses, such as the possibility of a layoff at work or a spouse threatening to leave, and such threats can cause depressed states of mind when believed, which result in it happening. It is helpful to evaluate threatened losses as real losses in our mind and then ask yourself a question, well, can I live with that? And this prepares us to deal with issues that may become permanent. And the answer to that question should be, yes, I can. In every case, yes, I can. Of course we can, because Philippians chapter 4, verse 19 says God will meet all your needs. And Philippians chapter 4, verse 13 says, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. People all over the world are facing similar crises that are real and have survived. These are growth issues, not terminal issues, if we understand life from an eternal perspective. The natural response to any crisis is to deny what is happening, get angry when it happens, and then try to alter the situation by bargaining with God and with others. The goal is not to try to undo it all. The goal is to try to make the best of what we have. But what we cannot do is bypass the grieving process, but we can shorten it by allowing ourselves to feel the full force of the loss. The fact that many losses are depressing and painful is reality. It hurts to lose something of value. To say we're doing fine or that what we had lost had no value is to deny reality. See, funerals can honor the memory of loved ones, but they can also facilitate the grieving process in a safe environment. And we do have to learn how to grieve our losses so we can let go of them. Our key point today is whether losses are real, threatened, or imagined, the emotional effects are the same. And our key verse, Acts chapter 9, verse 5, who are you, Lord? Big question. Who are you, Lord? See you again tomorrow for another episode of Spiritual Foundations for Life. God bless you.